Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel and to another vlog. We just left B&Q. We got ourselves some more Dalapro because we ran out when we were like in between walls, and we got some wood primer for the Edinburgh press. It was freezing in B&Q, by the way. I still had like my hat on and everything as I walked around. It was absolutely freezing. We just like had a wee wander around to see what kind of paints they had. I thought they may have had the Atelier Ellis brand there, but they don't. I think they have like V&V or something like that, and they've got Lick, and they've got some fire and ball paints. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to order. I just wanted to have a look at a few of the colors in the Atelier Ellis range. It's just because if I order it online, they charge £7 for like a sample, even though it's like hand painted on like a big sheet of A4 paper or card. But still, £7 is a little excessive. But sadly, no, they don't have it in B&Q. I was kind of thinking they wouldn't have their brand in B&Q because they kind of brand themselves as like a luxury brand. So anyway, it doesn't matter. But we are heading to Homesense right now because we need to get some bits and bobs for the bathroom, and also I haven't been to Homesense in ages, so I want to have like a look around all the home stuff, like all the little lamps and furniture and things like that. Like my favorite place to be is around furniture. I love like looking at all the new stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have a look around and then we're gonna head back to the flat and get on with our DIY. Okay, found the bath mats. Nice. So grab one of these flippers, some biscuits, and a toilet cleaner, so random stuff. So we are back from our little trip. So I just thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of on our living room. So this wall, as you've seen in the last vlog, has been fully plastered, skimmed. I have sanded the bottom half of the wall, so you can see where it's a bit lighter with the kind of lines. That's all been kind of sanded on the bottom part, and also the bottom part of that has also been sanded. It's just the top section that still needs to be sanded. It's pretty good. It feels very smooth, and these kind of marks are basically plaster that should have been on it thicker, but I've kind of sanded it a wee bit too much. But still overall it's much more even and smoother than the walls we had before. This bit has been skimmed, but obviously we have that section to do, which that's why we were in B&Q to get more Dalapro because we ran out. So yeah, so far our experience of using Dalapro has been positive. It's been quite a good experience. The only thing is, if you want to use Dalapro on like old flat walls, like a tenement building like ours, it's not going to give you that really flat, smooth finish, because to achieve that you need to get plasterers in and actually plaster the walls properly. Dalapro is really good in helping kind of smooth the surfaces down, but it won't get rid of all the kind of bumps or unevenness, but it would give it a much more smoother finish than what it was. So for us, we kind of still want to keep the history of our walls, and we don't want it to be perfect, but we do want it to be much better than what it was, because before it was like a lot of cracks and a lot of unevenness, and right now it does look a hell of a lot better than what it was before. But Dalapro, I would say, is a very good option if you are wanting that same outcome like we do for our tenement flats, or if you have kind of new build or quite flat walls anyway, but you just want it to have a bit more of a nicer finish or more of a smoother finish, then absolutely Dalapro is a very good cost-effective way to plaster / skim your walls. So yeah, we've had a really good experience and also quite easy to use as well. And we have plastered all these walls, and these walls are quite big walls, relatively quickly. Sean's done a pretty good job and he's done it on his own. So yeah, I totally give a thumbs up to Dalapro. Also, my job today is this guy here, our Edinburgh press. We have not really done anything to it apart from fill kind of holes and things like that on the wood, and we've sanded it down. It still needs a little bit more sanding, and I've got some undercoat primer paint, which Sean's gonna be doing more plastering and sanding of the top section, and I will be painting this guy with some primer. Sean is now giving me some tips on how to paint the primer on, because he's a pro.
So you go up and then down.
Go on.
And you drop it everywhere.
That's all right. Just
So nice. Not too much.
okay. Just like even, right? So
Just like Mr. Miyagi.
okay.
Wax on.
Wax off.
Except I'm sure there were circles. Painting the fence. So I'll probably need a couple of coats, but
All right. Okay. That then looks easy enough. So guys, I thought I'd give you a little update on the plastering and the painting. I've just like changed into old clothes that I don't mind getting paint over. I will show you my side first. So it is all primed, but we did see a little bit of a issue that all the filling that we did, I think to be fair, this was the first time that we used filler, and the Edinburgh press was the first place that we put filler in, and I think we did it a bit too thick because you can actually see the ridges of the filler. So we've shown pictures to Sean's dad, and he was just saying you will just need to sand it down again. So we're going to sand it down again at all the places where we can see the ridges of the filler, and then repaint it. So I've only done one coating of the primer, just because if we're going to resand it again, we need to resand and repaint again. So yeah, I thought I'll just do that in one go. So that will be a job once this is all dry. And Sean has been getting all this plastered. I think he needs to just reapply some of the plaster on top and skim it again. But yeah, most of this wall is done. What else after this are you going to do?
try and get my patience back.
Yeah. After that?
After this wall?
Yeah, after you've done the plastering on this wall.
It all needs to dry, and then that bit all needs to be sanded.
Yeah,
and
okay.
The skirting boards need to be sanded down.
Okay.
Down here. And they all need to be primed.
Alright, cool.
Along with the windows.
Okay.
So everything needs to be like whitewashed.
Yeah. So, so we need to sand that wall once it's dry, do some filling on the sides that we haven't filled, sand skirting boards, and then get on to the priming part as well. So, yeah, probably another weekend, I would think. But we keep saying this every vlog. I'm like, yeah, this is the last weekend that we're doing this, and then the next weekend you'll see us painting. But no, we still have a bit more to do. And to be fair, we only work on the weekends. We never kind of do weekdays, just because we're so busy with work and we don't come home till late. But also we're losing light, and this is like the weekend of daylight saving hours.
Yeah, I mean it gets sunsets at 5:30 now.
Yeah, so so tomorrow the sun's going to set at 5:30 because the clocks go back due to the daylight savings time. Still, I don't really understand why in the UK we do this. I think it's something to do with farmers once upon a time, but we do still do that. So anyway, that is the predicament we are in. It's just winter time. It's just sometimes it's so hard when we lose light and keep on working. As you can see now, we are starting to lose light because it is about 5:30. And then, yeah, we're just going to try to get this wall sorted and plastered. And then next weekend, we're going to try to get it, well, not try, we will get it all sanded and start the priming process, which I am looking forward to, because I don't think I did that bad of a job, actually, priming our Edinburgh press. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of ourselves. We are getting on and we're doing everything on our own as well. So yeah, all good. Hey guys, so it is a Tuesday, and from behind me you can see that this wall is now fully plastered. I did stop. Okay, I'm gonna sit here actually, is gives me a little bit more light. So I did stop vlogging on Sunday because me and Sean were both feeling a little bit deflated, because we were kind of trying to figure out what more needed to be done in the living room, and we realized there's a lot more to do. As you can see behind me, that wall is now fully plastered, thank God, but it needs to be also sanded. The wall in front of me has been plastered and sanded, most of it, but it still has a section that needs to be sanded. Our Edinburgh press, as I showed you on Sunday, is now all painted and primed, but our filler that we used there was put on too thickly, and we have to sand that down again and repaint it again. So yeah, that's another task to do. Our paneling, and I keep looking because I'm just looking, reminding myself of all the things that we need to do. Our paneling, as I'm looking at it, also does need a bit more sanding, and we have to prime everything. And then I think we also have filling to do on the skirting boards as well. And I think the doorway, our main doorway, also needs like filler to be put around the sides of it as well, because there's kind of like, when we were taking all the wallpaper off and things like that, it took a lot of chunks out of the, I'll show you actually, because right now my brain is not working. One second. Like all that bit needs to be filled in as well, right from the bottom. So from the doorway. So yeah, still quite a bit to do, and they're not like big things to do, they're small tasks, but it's just that those small tasks take a lot of time. Once that's all, that wall behind over there is all sanded, we also then need to add solution to those walls as well, because then we need to get them ready to be painted on. Before we can paint anything, we need to prime the walls. So yeah, again, it's just this kind of never-ending list of things to do to get to the painting part. So yeah, me and Sean on Sunday was feeling a little bit deflated, because it just feels like, yeah, I'll still have a lot to do, and we have been spending, like I would say, every weekend since we've moved here on doing flat things. So yeah, that's why I didn't really vlog more on Sunday. Also, why we also felt deflated on a Sunday, on the Sunday, was because we started to sand our mantelpiece, and because we thought it was wood, and we just thought, you know what, we wanted a light colored mantelpiece because the flooring that we're going to get done is like a light Norwegian wood with like some texture in it. So I just thought, oh, that would look really nice. And then we started sanding our fireplace and its veneer on the front because, you know what, I'll show you. So right now it's upside down, but as you can see from the back, that is like proper wood. But when you see it in the front, and we have sanded all of it down. So let me just put it down. So right now this is what it's looking like after it's been sanded. And that was the color before the varnish on it, and that is when it has been sanded. And this is definitely veneer because you can tell, because as you can see when we kept sanding it, it's then, because the veneer is like, it's like a thin piece of material on top of the wood, so you can see all the actual texture that is showing you here is disappearing because we kept on sanding it. So yeah, that was not great news. So we have a couple of options. Either we get rid of the mantelpiece and get a new one, or we can paint the mantelpiece as the same color as we're going to paint the wall, which is another option. And to be honest, I have seen a few examples of this, and I really like the look. I can see if I can put a few examples on the screen for you guys to see. I think they look pretty good. So that is the one that we're kind of leaning to. If we still don't like it, we can always either try to sell it or just get rid of it and buy a new one. So yeah, that also kind of made us feel a little bit, yeah, just like, oh, great. Another thing that hasn't really worked out in our favor. And also, another thing that didn't work out in our favor is our radiators, because we have we only have one radiator in this room, but we want to change that to like a vertical column radiator. We were thinking iron cast radiators in the beginning, but to be honest, we need to get 2 of those for this room, but we only have one wall that we can put a radiator on. And if to get a iron cast radiator that will heat up the size of this room, it's going to have to be a really massive one, which we can't fit on that wall anyway. So I thought, okay, how about getting like a vertical column radiators, which still, they're quite modern, but they still have quite an old-fashioned look to them, which I like. And also you can get them in like bronze and like different colors as well. So I really like the bronze one. But the problem is our piping. So yeah, this is a very old flat, and our piping and plumbing with the radiators are really old. So they're, for radiators, they have like a converter things for their pipes. I am not explaining this very well, but new pipes are about 14 millimeters, either 14 millimeters or centimeters, it's one of them. But for a new pipe, it is 14 to connect onto the ground. Let me show you. I think, why do I even try to explain these things? I have to just show you guys. So like this, the new pipes in like newer buildings, these go up to about 14. Again, either centimeters or millimeters. I'm not 100% sure about the measurement, but I know it's a 14. So the problem is for us that you can get a converter for a 10 millimeter or centimeter pipe. But ours is even older than that. Ours is 8, and we're not sure we can get a converter for that. So we don't really know what we're going to do. We've got a friend coming around on Friday to check it out because he has installed radiators before and he can tell us if there's a way around it. If there isn't a way around it, that means we have to take the floorboards up and we have to replumb things and get new pipes put in so to get these radiators installed. And to be honest, we just haven't budgeted for that right now, so I don't think we're going to be going for that option because that's going to cost us a lot of money. And you know, Christmas is like 6.5 weeks away. Oh my God, 6.5 weeks away. When did that happen? But anyway, so we don't have the money for that right now. So yeah, that was another reason why we were feeling a little bit deflated on Sunday. But you know what? Things like that will always happen. You're always going to get obstacles and challenges, and you have to find ways to go around it. Also, I think we need to figure out a good work-life house balance, because right now all our weekends have just been around the house and doing things in the house, and I have enjoyed it. But I haven't really been socializing, and I haven't been out or done anything in the weekend that has been for us, you know, apart from taking the dog for a walk and things like that. This weekend we have a friend's birthday. In November, actually, overall, we have quite a few like events. We have like a friend's birthday. We are going to Aberdeen for a weekend for Sean's aunt and uncle's 50th wedding anniversary. We also have a friend's leaving do, and so most of our weekends in November are pretty much busy doing things. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to find ways to kind of do some house stuff as well and try to balance everything. As I said, Christmas is 6 weeks away, and yeah, so I feel like progress has been slow and it's just gonna slow down even further. So yeah, I was just trying to figure out, I think my whole aim before Christmas is just to get this living room done. I think that is a realistic goal. I'm not going to stress about the radiators. I'm not going to stress about anything or the mantelpiece. I just want to paint the walls. I want everything sanded, filled, treated, and I just want everything primed and painted. And if we can get to that point before Christmas, I'm a very happy person. So that is where we are at. I am gonna say goodbye, guys, because it is Tuesday and I am working. Hopefully you will see me next time. As I said, this weekend we are going to do some house stuff, but we are going out with friends, are going to be doing some socializing. I will bring you guys along because we're going to a Mexican restaurant, Taco Libre. I have never been there before, but I've heard such good things, and apparently the most authentic Mexican food in Edinburgh. So I'm not complaining. I love Mexican food. I'm keep looking at my screen because I feel like I'm getting messages, but as usual, guys, you will see me next week.